Today, we're going to talk about how this overpowered weapon can be utilized in your own games and why so many pros are using this to farm at a high level. The AUG is such a viable weapon, and especially for those of you who like to op out there, this is going to be your best friend when you don't have enough money for the op. But regardless, we're going to teach all of you how to use it properly, but I do have to give you a message, especially if you like juicy, fancy skins for your CS2 weapons.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, COJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
Alright, so let's talk about the AUG. Why is it so effective and how can we utilize it in our own games to be the best players possible? So first of all, the AUG is a rifle and it is $3,300 to buy it. That is more expensive than both the A1S and the A4. So right away, it does have that downside to it, is that it can be quite the investment. But obviously, the greatest upside to using the AUG is the fact that it has a scope. Why is this so good? Because we can play angles. You can have your teammate boost you up here, maybe. There you go, boost you up here. You can play angles that give you that juicy advantage with the scope, right? You can see so much farther than just your normal A4 as far as like your vision and everything, right? When you're fighting these deeper angles, it makes it so much easier to see things, and it just is a super viable weapon in that sort of way. And we'll get more into that later, but also one thing that I love about the AUG is that it's not only just a long-range threat. A crazy stat that doesn't feel real about the AUG is the fact that it can actually one-shot at very close ranges. So if you ever find yourself, in an engagement where like maybe, Khan smoked off and you're playing up here and someone just runs through the smoke on you, if you get that headshot off, it will first bullet them if they are right up on you. So if anyone's ever on your grill, they are dead if you have the AUG, versus the AU&S. Maybe you hit them in the head and then you whiff, you paint around them and they kill you. It can be so tilting, but the AUG is genuinely like an AK at close range, right? Another good side to it is the fact that it has 30 bullets in each magazine versus the M4 only has 20. So right there, that's another reason to use it, is because of the increased amount of ammo and the fact that you don't got to reload as much. The A4 does have 30 as well, so it's kind of similar with that. But I would almost think about the AUG as kind of like a hybrid between an op and a rifle, right? It's why, like I said, you see a lot of oppers using it. And one thing I love about it is like using it in situations like this, where you can shoot the edges of the smoke and see over mid, right? And yeah, you can do that with an A1S, but again, because you don't have a scope, it makes it a little harder to like consistently farm people running out. I've destroyed people at professional level in North America and even internationally when I played in overseas tournaments, using the AUG for this reason. They're running out mid and they don't have a scope, so as they're running out, I'm just spraying them down, right? And I actually think the AUG spray pattern is so good. And as you can see here, it literally just goes like up to the left and to the right. But the thing is, when you're scoped in, the spray pattern is even tighter. Do you see how easy that is to control? It's why, if you're especially a noob in this game, you're a newer player, you're not as good, using these scoped weapons can be so tilting for people to deal with, because you might suck at spray control with like a normal gun, right? When it's like out here, you might be spraying like this, but when you're scoped in, it can literally laser beam them. It's so sick. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really good defensive tool, and I'll show you some ways that you can use it. Like I said, spamming the window smoke is really solid. Holding these long range angles like on catwalk here is super sick too. Just visualize. My tip to you is visualize the person swinging into you with any gun, but specifically scoped weapons. You can fall into the habit of like falling asleep when you're holding angles. So what I always do when I have the scoped weapons is I visualize the player swinging me through the wall before they're peeking me, so that when they do peek me, got a bot here, so that when they do peek me, I already see like what is like, I already have visualizer, right? So I mentioned that model peeking me before he's even out, and then it makes it so that my reaction time can be that much closer, right? That much quicker. Overall though, just playing angles where like you can scope up and utilize the gun for its purpose is sick. Being boosted up here and scoping on these angles. If they ever go A and you're playing cat, sitting here with the AUG and holding cross is so good, man. It's so good because and it's decent with an A1S too, but the fact that like you're scoped in from that range, and AK is going to struggle to fight you, right? And a lot of times you're going to catch them off doing that. A really good angle on B side as well, I showed you the boosted one, is up here holding this, and you can crouch and uncrouch and kind of spot like this. It's so good. It'll catch the other players off. And let me show you what it looks like when you're standing from here. It's so good because look, you come out, boom, look at that. Like, a lot of people are clearing Balak or like not ready for that, and it's just such a dirty angle. I'd say also playing on here is sick. And why is the AUG also good? Let's do a little comparison here. Let's do a size comparison. Look at the difference between like the length of these guns, right? So when you're holding the AUG, you're not going to be spotted as easily as when you're holding the A1S, right? When you're playing like these closer angles, they're not going to see the barrel of your gun, versus when we have the A1S, that thing is sticking out and they're going to see it, right? They are 100% going to see you. That's one thing that the AUG has going for it too. But again, just play angles, almost play like op angles. I'd say playing op angles with the AUG is so sick, right? Just playing any of these where you can play these dirty little tight angles and kill people as they're running out. So good, so sick, right? But yeah, I think that's like about it for the AUG. I would briefly say like for the SG, it's not as viable because like the slow rate of fire, but for the AUG, it is extremely viable because of just like, you know, it is more expensive, but it shoots not super slow. You know, it still does the job, and overall it's just very sick. So yeah, I would say subscribe to my channel, guys. Over 90% of people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. It means so much to me if you do that, and go ahead and keep supporting me. Every comment means so much to me. Right now I'm trying to make Team USA, so any support you guys could give me for that would mean so much to me. Trying to make my dreams happen, and that is my focus right now. So appreciate every single one of you that watch these videos, support me. Go ahead and comment down below Team USA CoJaMo, and I will know that you've got my back through everything. So thank you all so much. You all have a great rest of your day. Peace out. I'll catch you later. Watch the videos on your screen. They mean a lot. See ya.